Okay, we're going to kick off a new series called What Is It and What Does It Do? So we'll start at the top of the tree, the auto taper. So an auto taper is used to simultaneously apply paper tape and joint compound onto plasterboard joints, both flat and internal. It's essentially a hollow tube that you fill with compound. It has a piston that moves inside that tube that is connected via a cable to a winch drum that is driven by the tape wheel through a chain and sprocket. So as the tape wheel moves along the wall, it's winding that winch drum, which pulls the piston up, forcing compound out through the head onto the paper tape. So the paper tape is loaded on this spool that runs through a tape guide and out around the head. To fill the auto taper, first step, fit the paper tape. Second step, lift this lever. So lifting that lever closes the valve inside here so compound doesn't fall back out. Put it onto our gooseneck so that the filler tube lines up with the gooseneck. With your left hand, works this way better, I think. Put your fingers, or at least a finger, inside the tube so you can feel when the piston comes up, you know when to stop. And then operate the pump. Once it's full, close that gate. Right, push that lever back down. Ensure that the clutch is engaged. Roll the tape wheel or wind the key until we have compound coming out. Okay, so we'll just run some tape above this joint. Normally it's in the recess of the joint. Place the tape wheel on the wall where you want to start. You can use the creaser wheel just to pin that tab of tape onto the wall. You should have the end of the taper lowered slightly so you're running principally on the bottom tape wheel. That pinches the tape against the wall and reduces drag. You want to transition so the tape wheel is out in front of you. You shouldn't be like this, you've got to push it out in front. So as you run the taper along the wall, okay, you want to stop 60 or 70 mil, 3 inches before the end of the run. Stop completely. Operate the control tube. So this tube here, you want to pull back on that to cut the tape, and then roll out that tape, and at the same time move the control tube forward. Running internals is pretty much the same, except we have a creaser wheel that we can put a crease in the tape. You can start with a slightly longer tab of tape, put it into the internal, try and bisect the angle, get the tape wheels on each side, operate the creaser, run the tape wheel up the joint, stop, cut, roll out.